Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in again. I'm actually bringing you this video from inside today because it's raining outside and I'm super grateful for that. Now, this video, which is the last video in the Shadow Value series, has actually taken me a really long time to record. And when that happens, it's because I've actually uncovered some new discoveries about myself. So when I originally went to record this video, it cut out after a few minutes. And then I went to do it again and it cut out again, which is my indication that it's not ready to be out there or something else needs to be done before it is. So really interesting time since then. And it's actually defined a really big part of my shadow work, which I was really surprised about also. So this final shadow value is the one that's been serving me for a couple of months. Now I'll introduce the shadow value. It is our last shadow value that I'll be talking about. And I was about to bring you a video that said this shadow value is common amongst my clients. I see it in different habits, but I've never had a personal problem with it. And I was really, really wrong. So the beauty of shadow work is that you're always surprised. And the more you uncover, the more it adds towards your empowering habits, towards your authenticity, works towards your self-development as well. So I'll introduce the last shadow value, which is control. Now, control was laying dormant in my shadow for a long time. So when the video cut out and I knew I had a bit more work to do, I started stalking control. And I opened up my awareness to what control might look like, or maybe what I've seen it, how it's been played out in other people, and can I relate that back to myself? So I slowly started realizing, yeah, of course, there's definitely some control there. I believe that I was probably a bit like I was controlling my health anxiety by being over particular about what I ate, and possibly controlling my health anxiety about other people by trying to subtly manipulate what they ate. Then I realized that I had many elaborate and well thought out systems of control in my life that were all protecting me from fear. So control really brings about this situation that you're safe, that you're secure, and you're also preventing anything happening that's out of your control, right? And for me, that didn't resonate, but it really does now. So the fear I was experiencing, the deep-seated fear, as I said, this was deep within my shadow and deep within my psyche and my subconscious. I was putting forth many control systems that were clever, very clever, and I was using them to protect me from the things that I didn't want to face, or protect me from the things I was nervous about. So one thing I uncovered was that I was putting up systems of control so that I was protecting myself from confrontation. So I was making scenarios safe and thinking it all out and manipulating it in a way too, to make sure that I wasn't left in that situation, which I find really uncomfortable, which is confrontation. Right, so once I sort of noticed these little things come up, it felt really big and quite overwhelming. So of course I went further. I then saw with awareness how this system of control was passed down to me from my father as well. He had a bit of a controlling streak too, just in the way that he liked things to be in the house, or he liked things to be when we went traveling, quite particular in a way. But I did see this now in a new light, that he was controlling the situation to make it how he needed it to be in order to feel safe and secure. And I was mimicking a lot of that. So I had to clear my pathways, clear my lineage, clear all the ancestral imprint down from my father around control. And then I really had to sink into my fears as well. So what is so bad about confrontation or about my fears that I need to set up these elaborate habits or systems of control? And that was really interesting. But as soon as I went into that space with awareness, it all just started to melt and crumble. And this is the beautiful thing about learning more about your shadow, is the more you learn, the more things cannot scare you. If I know that confrontation is hard for me and I can see how much I've put into my life to avoid it, but then I meet it face on, I look at it, I digest it, I process it, what's so bad about it, then I realize that if I simply prepare for those situations, if I'm more centered within myself, if I know that if confrontation comes up, I will have the language and the skills to center myself and react or respond the way that I want, then confrontation melts. It's not such a big deal. I still feel the emotional vibration and discomfort from it, but I know that whatever kind of confrontation that is, I can deal with it. So the good part about this is that my systems of control have come down. I've tried to abolish nearly all of them. And the main thing that I realized I was doing is interfering with other people's lives, not in a therapeutic space, in a personal space. So, and the intentions were good. This is what I'm saying. Shadow work is not you purposefully going out and hurting or manipulating someone. Shadow work is you're unconscious of what you're doing because it's not in light or in awareness yet. So when I realized that I was setting up systems of control to influence other people, which would help me deal with my fears around them, then I could just totally stop doing that. Because once awareness is there, I probably would never consciously choose to do that, knowing what I'm doing, right? So a big thing for me is if I hear that a friend or a family member or someone that I am connected to is either sick or ill or not doing so well, I go into hyperdrive and I start finding ways that I can influence them and show them that healing's possible, that you can do it this way, you can eat that thing, you can emit that thing, you can detox, you can, everything will be okay, this sort of thing, which does have a good intention. I want to help this person, but it's certainly not my job unless they ask. And it's certainly not what I need to be doing. I'm trying to control that situation because of an underground fear that I don't want anything to happen to that person, which is really interesting, right? So even though I work as a healer and I'm very motivated by that work, it doesn't mean I need to be a healer all the time to every single person. It means that I have to set boundaries with myself and with other people around how much do I get involved. And really all that I can do, and the most powerful path for me, is to simply live my own life in an abundant and authentic way. And if I'm asked for help, then I will give 100%. But if I'm not, I need to stay out of it, right? I don't need to rescue. I don't need to control. I don't need to interfere. I don't need to influence or manipulate people's views. I don't need to send them heaps of articles about alternative treatments and whatever it is. I just need to stay out of it. And once I realized this, there was this massive burden that came away from my soul, from my being. Almost like someone had told me, you don't need to do that. It's okay. It's really not your business until people make it your business. So I wanted to share that with you to let you know that even with my over 15 years of self-development work, I'm still surprised. I still have a lot of shadow work to do. I do have controlling tendencies, but I'm working on them and I'm aware of them. And I'm dedicated to eradicating systems of control from my life completely. And I want to get to a place when I feel fear, I sit with it, I acknowledge it, but I don't entertain it, and I don't try and run from it, and I don't try and avoid it. It is simply part of my human experience. So see how you go with control. Does it come up for you? Does it resonate? Do you think, oh shit, maybe I got some of that too? I do see it quite a bit. And of course, I see it more and more now that I've acknowledged it in myself, which is interesting. Control is our final shadow value. I invite you to stalk it for as long as you need to. Bring the shadow parts of yourself into the light. It doesn't make them go away, but it means that you can be okay with them and take them with you on your journey. Now, I do want to mention 2 reasons why this shadow work's important. So 2 reasons why learning about shadow values is really important, because a lot of people say, well, why do I even need to know about this stuff? It's just so much more comfortable if I don't. Fair enough. So the 2 reasons that I've found is, the first, if someone controls your shadow values, they control you. Now, it's not often one singular person. It can be though. It's more often bigger systems like media. And the media do know about shadow values. They might call it something different, but they know about the psychology behind it. So they know that if they show a product to you where people are displaying behaviors of feeling like they belong, like they're connected, like they have attention, like they are in control of their lives, then your subconscious and unconscious mind says, oh, well, maybe I will try that shampoo. Maybe that'll just be the missing link in what I need, right? Dangerous. So it's good to be aware of that. Number 2 is, if you're not aware of your shadow values, like I wasn't, you can then project those needs onto other people. Now, I don't know if you all know about projection, have experienced it, have felt yourself doing it, have been projected on. I certainly have plenty of times. It doesn't feel good. It feels very disorientating. And most people can often pick up projections as their own. So we don't want to project onto other people. We just want other people to feel free to be themselves, and we want to be ourselves too. So if I don't satisfy my needs with my shadow values, if I don't go out and look for those shadow values and satisfy them through empowering habits, then I might project those needs onto other people, like my family, my partner, my friends, the wider community. I'm not too sure. And I don't want to project those needs out. I want to satisfy them within myself so that I can then meet people as a whole, complete, united, authentic person. Does that make sense? So when I wasn't honoring my need for control, I was projecting that onto other people. So maybe I tried to control them in a way rather than satisfying my need for control and being aware of that and leaving them be. Okay? So I really wanted to share that with you guys, and thanks again for listening, and thanks for tuning in to any or all of the series. As always, please reach out if you have questions, if you want to share something, comment below. Please also, if you're interested in a session with me, I'm giving away a free online coaching session. There's a giveaway on Facebook and on Instagram. All you have to do is enter, and I'll be picking the winner on the 1st of February. So please enter that, and thanks for tuning in. Much love, guys. Thanks for letting me be vulnerable, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.